Can you hear me okay? So, from my heart to yours, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your time and your energy. It means a lot to me, your support here tonight. Everybody watching online, thank you so much for your time and energy. It is invaluable. And I'd like to acknowledge you all for taking the time out of your days to come here and support me. And the intro that you heard was from Back to the Future. And I'm going to bring that in now because what you have done by making a decision, and our lives are shaped by the decisions that we are making moment to moment, could possibly change your future. So by being here tonight. So in the movie Back to the Future, Marty goes back to 1955. Now Back to the Future is my favourite movie of all time. So he goes back and he bumps into his dad in 1955, and there's a scene where his dad is up in the tree and he's spying on Lorraine, and he falls out of the tree in front of the car, and Marty runs into the road to save him and pushes his dad out of the way and actually gets hit by the car himself. And then his future mum ends up falling in love with Marty, and he ends up starting to change his future, because you start seeing this photo of the family with the children disappearing. And I just want to say, this is a key point that I have in the back of my book, is that every moment matters, literally. Like what we are doing right now can change the projection of the future. So that brings me on to last year at the Financial Advisors Conference. Matt Church spoke. Now he is one of the top speakers in the world, top 10 speakers in the world. And he was talking to financial advisors. I was one of them at the time, and there was hundreds of us, mainly gentlemen, and he brings up Louise Hay. Now Louise Hay is into crystals and angels, and I was like, I'm at a financial advisors conference and they're talking about Louise Hay, this is amazing. And he spoke about a quote from her: who we are being and what we are doing results in the having. And we have this conviction that when we have this $1 million, we will be happy. But I've learned from becoming a millionaire by the age of 28 that it isn't all it's cracked up to be. And so I was determined to understand how to live abundantly without the $1 million. And it's through the setbacks that I've had in the last 10 years that I've been able to do that, and the healing and the work that I've done. So that is where this book has manifested from, just that Financial Advisors Conference last year. So the other thing that I just wanted to bring up was the cover of the book, how that came to me. We'd just gone into lockdown in March, and I was at home, I had my laptop set up, and the screensaver came up with this amazing bridge. And I was like, wow, that is beautiful. I want to look into the story behind it. So I looked into the story behind it, and that's what made me choose this cover. So that bridge used to be a rickety old bridge, which people were fearful of crossing. It was wooden with ropes. And so they decided to spend 300 silver coins to make the widest arc in the world at the time, so that people felt safe crossing this bridge. And this is what my message is in my book. I want to take away the fear that people live in, potentially, and with the widest arc of love, with this book, share the knowledge that I have accumulated over these last 10 years. So the last thing I want to share is that one of my clients worked in mental health, and she said, being a nurse, she's at the bottom of the cliff. She's the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff, and there really needs to be more people up at the top of the cliff helping out before people get to these places. And so my big why for this book is to help with mental health, to help people understand what's going on in your head and how to move forward through that and get into a place of feeling inner love, the security that you can give yourself, and the happiness that you actually have the power to create yourself. So we're all searching for that in external things some of the times, but we can actually tune into that ourselves.